Good morning from Bobblehead Homestead. I am Jeff. Today is Saturday. It's about 75, cloudy, not much of a breeze. It is humid, and chance of rain tonight. So yeah, that's the weather situation. I just looked at the forecast and they're saying no rain next Saturday. So that can always change, but I'm glad it changed in our favor. And hopefully it stays like that. Now, if it just doesn't rain between now and when the cabin gets here, life will be great. Yeah, next Saturday, big things happening. And if the cabin isn't here, I may have to just disappear because I don't want to disappoint anybody. And so I don't know. Just a little stress, but that's all right. Okay, last video was, just kind of me talking, and this video will probably be a lot of that also. I forgot to mention food. Will there be food next Saturday? Yeah, there's going to be food. Mrs. B from the Reliant Roadshow, bing! She is in charge of all the food, and we'll have to wait until they get down here and... you know, there's no fast food restaurants anywhere close that we can take people's orders and bring it back. So there's something's going to have to be cooked here. And speaking of that, I got some ideas. Hey, I've always got extra eggs, and only one egg so far this morning, but I got 2 hens on the nest. And one of my neighbors down the way brought me a whole bunch of egg cartons. So cool. And yeah, they've got a if they ever have like a party or, you know, holiday coming up and they want a lot of eggs for egg salad or deviled eggs or whatever, I told them come on down. So yeah, I will have eggs. So there will be here's my idea for how to feed everybody. Eggs, and yeah, we can make some omelets. I got plenty of dandelions around here, so a dandelion egg omelet. Look at all this lamb's quarter. Yes, egg omelets with dandelion and lamb's quarter. Well, then we've got this poke. So, you know, I hear good things about poke salad. I also hear bad things about poke salad, but we got plenty of poke. Then I've got tons of this wild lettuce. I'm told it's wild lettuce. And I tried eating some last year, and it did not taste good to me. But you never know. Some salt and pepper mixed in with some eggs, and... yeah, wild lettuce might be good. Okay, so what do you think about my plan for feeding everybody? I got eggs and we got forage, you know, we can forage for omelets and, yeah, no. Mrs. B from the Reliant Roadshow will take care of the food. We'll figure that out once they get down here and see what some of our options are, so that'll be cool. I'm standing back here where about the back door of the cabin will be, and to the left of my peach tree there you can see my driveway and my truck, and that is going to be full with a school bus and their trailer, and their trailer's pretty big also. So, you know, and then I'll have my truck here also in back of them, and so that's gonna take up the driveway, I am pretty sure. And then this area out here, I'm hoping we're going to be working in that area, digging up stuff on Saturday. So I can't really have people camping out in that spot because we're going to be working on it. And then this is the biggest clearing over here. But this is also where it's muddy right now. And if it rains, then just forget it. That would be horrible to park there in a vehicle or especially a tent, because if it rains, some of you have seen that before. I've got a river that runs through there, so that's why I can't really accommodate any campers right now. You know what, Bob? I just thought of something. They might be telling jokes about you instead of me. See, I have no idea what they're talking about. Look at all these sunflowers, 2 feet tall, and I haven't touched them. They're just all volunteers from last year. That area I just showed you with the sunflowers, that little spot there, when I got this property, that was basically the only clear spot on this property. You know, maybe 10 feet by 30 feet. That was the only clear spot on this property when I got here. So that's kind of cool that now I got volunteer sunflowers growing up where it helps me go down memory lane. This entire front acre, I picked up the trash in it mostly by myself. Out in the country came and got the that old shed house thing down and all the trash out of that into a dumpster. They tore the white shed out front down and that got out. But you know, the reason why I haven't gotten all the trash picked up there yet was because the area where 2 of the chicken runs are, I've got, you know, a good 6 inches of wood chips that my neighbor spread out for me. Well, before those wood chips were spread out, I picked up dozens of bags of trash so they didn't get buried under the wood chips. So, you know, I had to do that instead of that area that still has a bunch of trash in it. And then this clearing here, that was full of trash also. So I picked up all of that trash personally by myself before he came in with the bulldozer to clear out the brush and all the trees along the power lines. I got all the trash out of there so that wasn't buried forever once he came in with the bulldozer. So that's why I haven't done that one area that still has trash out there, is because priorities. You know, getting the trash away from where the wood chips were going, that was a higher priority. And then getting all the trash out of that, you know, this whole half acre, that was a priority, so he could get in there with the bulldozer and help cut down trees and all that stuff. So that's why that little patch out there I haven't gotten to in 6 months, is because there were other higher priorities. So yeah, that's kind of the history of this place. That little patch where the sunflowers are, that's what I started out with. And then last year out here, at this time last year, I had thousands of flowers planted out there. You know, I had a row of sunflowers, a row of cosmos. I had zinnias where the daffodils are. At the end of those rows, I had 2 more rows of zinnias. I had another garden bed of sunflowers. Then over in front of that tree, I had a garden bed of zinnias. And then along here where those sunflowers are, I had sunflowers, I had the tithonia, I even grew some green beans in there. Behind there I had 2 more huge garden beds with hundreds of cosmos in it. And I just, you know, and that wasn't enough last year. You know, I failed as far as my ideas to sell flowers. That was a big old failure. As many as I planted, I did not have enough to make it worth it to go to that small farmers market, and I needed to plant like triple the amount that I did so that I had enough product every week to sell. And hey, you live and you learn. Luckily this year I'm not as desperate for the basic income this year, because I did that side project, and my YouTube revenue has been a lot better at this point than it was a year ago. So I'm not, you know, as far as the income goes, I'm not as stressed out as I was last year. So this year I just did not, you know, the cabin coming, the bulldozer was running over it, and I just, it just wasn't in the cards for this year. And so what I'd like to concentrate on this summer is getting those raised beds in, so that either later this year, I don't know, but definitely next spring, I'll have at least some of those raised beds in, ready to go, and I can start growing whatever I want to grow in those. So, all right, yeah, there's that little rant. That is just a huge bloom. Oh yeah, this rose bush needs to be saved somehow. That's the one is in the middle of my, this was a row of cosmos. Then I had a row of sunflowers here last year. And where all these daffodils were, I had a very nice row of zinnias that the butterflies love. But now I want to swing you around and show you this. That is a dahlia. Yeah, I had planted a patch of dahlias here by these gladiolas. And there's a handful of the dahlias that are popping up. That's a nice big one. And then there's 2 more that that old carpet was here. 3 more. So there's 4. Well, and there's another dahlia popping up there. And hi, Fifi. And another dahlia right there. So yeah, I planted these from seed, and as far as I know, you know, you can start them out of seeds, but now there should be a dahlia bulb under there. So I'm hoping we can dig these up and move them somewhere. Also last year, I had gourds growing on these shipping crate things. I had those loofah gourds that Uncle Hoss sent me the seeds for, and that I sold those seeds at the shindig. So those were from Uncle Hoss, and this is where I grew those. I also had some fancy decorative gourds and some bottle gourds, and so yeah, and in fact I want to get this moved out of the way so that we can start getting into that old shed. And I was really hoping to grow more gourds this year. I've got some birdhouse gourds from Papa Pepper, and it just might not be in the cards this year, and that's okay because I'll have a cabin and a lot more work done to set me up for the future. And so yeah. All right, I'm doing my very first live video as I film this. That's my little iPhone setup. Thank you to CC Ryder once again. And then I've got it plugged in so that I've got plenty of juice in there, and yep. And you guys can see my other setup. That is going to be it for filming for this Saturday. I did more filming than I planned on with that live show, and now I've been, you know, flittering around with that to see I don't know. So that's going to be it. I didn't get my nap in, that's alright, but it's dinner time now. So with that, thanks for watching. Take her easy, and I'll catch you, if not tomorrow, the day after. And I should be able to go live for the cabin delivery, so be watching for that. All right.